Super Saturday of racing takes us to Doncaster and a little bit from Leopardstown, which we'll talk about as well. So we'll start at Doncaster because it is the St Ledger meeting. It is the last classic of the British season, and I think it's the best place to start. It's actually not a bad card, but I think also personally, I think there's a better card at Leopardstown, which is why we're going to keep you in touch. But we'll start. Tom, tell me what you like at Doncaster tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, St Ledger Day kicks off the Champagne Stakes, and I'm going to go with the favourite, Chancellor. It's a dual winner at Doncaster this season already. That was split by a third at Ascot, where he got bumped at the start, raced keenly, he lost a shoe. There's plenty of excuses. But the second horse went on to win a listed race at Salisbury, so there's a lot of substance to that form, so he wasn't disgraced on the day. I think he's the answer to this race. A lot of respect for Bay City Roller. I think he's very well regarded for the George Scott Yard. Apart from that, I don't think it's the strongest lineup for a Group 2, and I think Chancellor can make it 3 from 4. So.
Yeah, fingers crossed to Chancellor gets off to a kicking start over at Doncaster. Then we've got a 5.5 furlong handicap. Looks a difficult picture to put together. Have you got anything?
Yeah, I like Warbank each way. Was a very good 2-year-old. Only had 2 runs as a 3-year-old, so I'd say he's been quite hard to train or had his problems. He then went over to Maidan, where he did end up winning the handicap. Democracy Dilemma, like the horses in that race, they've been very good sprinters this season, so there's a bit of substance to that form. Very lightly raced. I think, if he can just show that early potential, he could be well handicapped. And I'd like to take a chance each way on him at 14 to 1 to hopefully get back on track. So.
Okay. Just because it would kill me if I didn't mention it and it went and run and won yesterday. I will say that Vintage Clarets is still a horse I want to keep on side. The form figures aren't really that attractive. It's finished 8th out of 22 and 8th out of 17 in his last 2 runs. However, in these big handicaps, you do need a lot of luck in running, and he's just creeping back down the weights, down to a mark of 90. He's won off higher than that before. Fingers crossed he gets a bit of luck in one of these handicaps. And I do think Doncaster, if anywhere, the big open track there, that might just help. So I'll just put Vintage Clarets up one more time this season in hope that he goes well. Then we move on to the 3 o'clock race, which is a Group 2 over 7 furlongs. I think we like the same horse, don't we?
Yeah, like Kinross is a tailor-made 7 furlong specialist. It's probably quite frustrating, actually, if you were a 7 furlong horse. There's not a lot of opportunities for them. So you end up either have to drop back to 6 or going up to a mile. I couldn't even name you a Group 1 over 7 furlong, to be fair. I think there's one in France, maybe.
The Lennox over 7 furlong?
Yeah, it's a Group 2. Good one, isn't it, I believe?
Is it Group 2?
Yeah. But yeah, Kinross, he's not getting any younger, but he's shown plenty of promise again this season to suggest there's still good days ahead of him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll definitely go with Kinross.
It's fair to say.
There's a little bit of juice in the ground. That's suiting him better. So.
It's another one of those. It's not a deep race, is it?
Nah, not really. He's perfectly good enough to be.
I think we both agree. Basically, 7 furlongs, good to soft ground, Group 2 class. Kinross has been over the years
very reliable, yeah,
pretty bulletproof. So we'll take with him to do the bit. Then we've obviously got the actual St Ledger itself, and then we'll move to Leopardstown. Do you have a big opinion in this, or is it just?
I think it's a very poor lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, it is,
St Ledger, the final classic of the season. Illinois is his favourite. Rightly so, I think. He's proven over the trip. He won at Royal Ascot of mile and 6. I'm going to go with You Got To Me. It was a good second at York the other day against older horses. Emily Upjohn was third, and she's a very high-class mare over the years. So, that brings a good level of form to the table. I think the extra couple of furlong will suit. Yeah. She was coming back at the line that day. And, as long as it doesn't come too soon, it's only 20 days ago, I think it was. I think it's been supplemented for the race, so connections clearly feel worthy of a chance. So fingers crossed.
I'm with Tom. You Got To Me being supplemented for a race like this. Yes, probably because it was weaker than most would expect, I would guess. But also at the very same time, this horse has done very little wrong on the upgrade, progressing in the right way. Might be a stayer for more than one bit of interest next season. And I think this is a winnable race. So definitely You Got To Me as well. So there's a fair bit of agreement here, which is good, hopefully. Then we'll go over to Leopardstown, unless you've got anything in particular.
No, that's definitely wrapped up. The Doncaster card, the remaining races there don't look easy.
We'll start in the Group 2 over a mile. Well, what is it? 4 runners. Ryan Moore has the favourite of
Yeah.
Delacroix.
Green Impact's a horse I like. I actually backed him the last day when he went at Leopardstown. Kept it very simple. Led all the way. After showing clear promise on debut at Curragh, he went one better. And I'm thinking a 4-runner race. Yeah, a lot of respect for the Aidan O'Brien horse, Delacroix. He's obviously well thought of, but I'm going to go with Shane Foley, John Harrington horse and Green Impact. So.
Yeah, I thought that Delacroix was interesting again. I do think that O'Brien and Moore have had an unbelievable season.
It'd be a tactical race. I just think Green Impact could just lead all the way again and get the job done.
4 runners. Well, let's go against each other in that one then. So that's fine. That's what it needs to be. The next
can all be the same
race. We've got another same connections favourite, Moore, O'Brien, Magnia, and Diego Velasquez. Is there anything deeper in the race that you think?
Well, Diego Velasquez got back on track the last day, didn't he? In a slightly more realistic race for him, I think. He was very promising horse early days, and things just didn't go quite planned since. Same could probably be applied to Maljune. He'd shown like he could win a Group 1 and had a big race in him, but one reason or another just hasn't quite happened. So I think one of the two will definitely have their day in the sun again, but I wouldn't flip the coin for me. I couldn't split them, to be fair. So cool. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, I'm going to go on a massive price, and I'm going to go for Flight Plan, who won here last year off a mark of 107. He now is officially rated 107 again, albeit that I can accept that this is a completely different race. It's not not as easy for this one to win. He was probably in better form running into that race, but I just think I've always thought there's more to come from this horse, and I just hope that he gets everything go its way.
Might be a great way shot, wouldn't it? That price
to him. I think 25. It says 30 to 1 here, but I'm not sure that's a bloody price these days. The price is ended up at 30 to 1. It's probably about 25 to 1. So Flight Plan for me, just as an interest. And then I think we have 2 fairly strong.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Porta Fortuna.
Mm-hmm.
I was there saying at the beginning of the season she needs to drop back to 6 and all this, but proved me wrong anyway. Definitely gets to mile perfectly well. It's probably been one of the standout horses of the season, winning the last twice. I think been very emphatic winner. And don't get me wrong, Fallen Angel's going to be a very good opponent. Waffenham Racing recently picked her up for good money and won the Irish Guineas. So it's going to be a great match. I'm going to stick with Porta Fortuna.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ryan Moore would wish he was on that one rather than Lang Lang, but there we go.
That's the way it
He's
goes.
Stick for the boss.
I'm sure he gets paid enough money not to worry about that one too much.
Exactly, yeah.
I agree completely. Porta Fortuna, all of those reasons. Tom's got it nailed on. I think that he's that one's
very good. Yeah,
very, very good horse. Next race, I'm not sure what your thoughts are, but
Economics has looked so good this season, almost out of nowhere. I think first one at York, if I'm right saying, won its maiden and won the Dante, went on to a winner race in France, where the further it went, the more the better it looked.
Mm-hmm.
I just slightly could send a mile and a quarter around Leopardstown. I don't know whether it's going to be quick enough. That's just my thoughts on the race. August Rodin, look, it depends what horse turns up. On his day, he's absolutely fantastic, but you just do not know what you're going to get. And it almost seems like he struggles to put 2 wins together.
It's true.
I think Los Angeles needs further. I'm very surprised not running the Ledger. So for that reason, I wouldn't have a strong opinion on a winner. So I'm going to leave that to you.
Well, I do. I think Economics is a horse they've been considering what he looks capable of. They've been super patient with this, and I think they've plotted their way through the season. They've given the horse plenty of time because he's a big type of horse, isn't he? A big type horse, and I think that although I accept that actually Leopardstown probably could be plenty tight enough for it, it's running over 1 mile 2, so that's not too much of a concern. I think the race could get set up to suit because it looks as if there'll
be plenty of pacemakers for O'Brien.
I think Aidan O'Brien has put pacemakers in the race, which means that I think it'd be more set up for the like of Economics just to sit off that pace and probably pick up. And I just think that this horse getting £6 from Augusta Rodin is probably too good for them to get back to. If it gets the run of the race, I see it as a really good
I could
price
see August Rodin being on the front end, sort of more handy than economics and potentially just getting away. But
trying to kick him in the belly on the turn.
That would be the plan, I would say. And just try and do it for toe. But
well, that is racing.
It's fascinating race to watch.
We don't know what's going to happen, and it is a fascinating.
It'd be a good watch.
Over the years, this race has turned up some outstanding horses and winners, hasn't it?
I think it says a lot, the fact that Ryan Moore's actually in Leopardstown tomorrow, rather than riding the St. Leger, the last classic of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, he's got a great book of rides there, whereas opposed to Doncaster, he'd only have 1 or 2. But yeah, it's very interesting. I think they're definitely banking on August Road on winning. So.
Well, do you fancy anything else there tomorrow?
No, that will be it for me now.
So. I guess that's us pretty much wrapped up for the Saturday of racing. There is other meetings which are perfectly worth covering, of course, but we can't do them all because it's too time consuming more than anything. But whatever you back, good luck. Hopefully we find you more winners and you have a good Saturday night on us.
Good luck.